Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Welcome back to all of our existing subscribers and viewers. Thank you for joining us once again. And to anyone who is new here, we're so glad to have you join us and hope that you stick around and become a regular viewer and subscriber as well. We are primarily a Flosstube channel, although occasionally we do have some other crafts.
We do, but we don't have any.
Not today. Just cross-stitch today. So we've started a new month.
We have.
Since our last actual Flosstube video.
We have. We're back on schedule.
We are back on schedule. Somebody's,
I'm behaving myself.
Taking it easy and behaving herself. And we are heading into the school holidays here in Queensland next week for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether I'll get more or less stitching done in that time.
Say, I don't think it affects me at all.
Not you, no. It will for me because I'm the one with the kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, because it is a new month, we have got our totals for last month, so the month of August. We have our totals, and I didn't beat her.
She's so devastated.
But I got my personal best for the month for this year so far.
So that makes up for it.
So I'm still happy with that. So my total number of stitches was 9,662 for the month of August, and that was including 2 or 3 days where I didn't do any stitching and, another handful more that I didn't do as much as I would have liked to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty good.
It is pretty good. Like, that's your PB, so
yes,
be proud of that.
Absolutely.
So I ended up getting 14,577.
So she beat me, but didn't double me.
Like Kylie, I had a couple of days where I wasn't stitching, and then
more than a couple, I think.
Yeah, there was quite a few where just surviving and living was taking up all my energy.
Yes.
So we say with the words ending in Y, day ending in Y.
Day ending in Y.
Yeah. So anyway,
right.
So yeah, I'm quite happy with my total.
It was still pretty good considering you started the month. Started the month on bed rest and then in hospital.
Yes, so, yeah. So I think I made up for it when I came home.
You sure did. I thought I had a chance. Never mind.
When I'm focused, I'm focused. Mm-hmm. Let's put it that way.
Definitely.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get straight into everything. I had a new start, but I also finished it. So
oh, you have a SAF?
I have a SAF. I was hoping for a SAFO start and fully finish, but I didn't quite get there. But I got a start and finish done, and it took me 3 days.
Nice.
It's only a little one.
Nice.
I will show that later with finishes. So neither of us have any new starts to show, but we do have some whips.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one we're both going to show is our 80s movie night stitch along, which was from Atomic Tiki Pins on Etsy. I believe you can still buy this one.
Yes, you can on Etsy, yeah.
Even though, the actual sale has officially finished, it's still available for purchase.
So on Etsy, you have the frame with the sale and you get some movies with it, but you also have booster packs as well.
Yes.
So if you find that the movies in the main frame and the sale part that's sold aren't the movies that you like, you can also buy a booster pack and substitute. Yeah.
And swap them around, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah. A little from here, a little from there.
Yes. So this is where I am up to with mine. So I concentrated on this bottom section. So I filled in the word night and brought the all the purpley lines down and did the back stitch in that section. Through that whole section, I did all the back stitch in there. My plan moving forward, there's a back stitch through the 80s here and through these stripes up here, the spotlighty things. So I will be doing the back stitch on that, and then I'm going to move my frame up and finish the movie reel and do the back stitching that's involved in that as well, and the top part of the border. And then I'm ready for movies.
Yay!
So you'll be able to start seeing what movies I'm going to put in.
Yeah.
Because I've already planned mine out.
As I said, I've been, looking at my sales that I've been doing for September.
Yep.
And this one spun up on the wheel, and I was so thankful it did because I was using it for challenges as well. And then, so I've worked on mine, and I'm in a similar place to Kylie, except for she has all the backstitch done down here and not completed the reel, whereas I've completed the reel and haven't finished the backstitch down here.
Yeah.
So we're sort of even at the moment.
It's very, very close at the moment. So our percentages and everything will be close.
Yeah, so that's mine. So what was your stitches and percentages on yours?
Yep. So I got 1,080 stitches done.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings it to 48% just for the centre and frame.
Yeah.
I won't be getting it to 100% because I'm not doing the entire outer border because I'm going to have to move it slightly for the movies that I'm fitting in.
Same here. So I've been looking at the movies that I want to put in, and I have a couple that are like definite.
Yeah. I started with those and then fitted in other things that I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that in there.
I just need to be able to get the grid worked out and the stitch count worked out of the side and the bottom, and to be able to fit in what I can fit in.
Yeah.
So I need to work on doing that as part of my plan.
Yeah, I'm sort of going to do one movie at a time, and once I've done that movie, I'll do the border around it, and then put in the next one.
With mine, I did 2 days, and I did 1,640 stitches and 20 back stitches.
Oh, I just counted back stitches in with the
I only did the 20 back stitch last night. So I was like,
oh, there you go.
I might end up ripping it out because
just go really
closely. See how it's like very jagged here? I don't like that look. I want it to be like one long line.
Which is what I did with mine.
Yeah. So see how she's got the long line just there. So I want mine to look more like that. So
compare.
Here we are. Sit side by side. Now mine looks a lot bigger. Mine was a 14 count that I hand dyed. And
mine is 16 count. Yeah. So that just goes to show how much of a difference the different types of fabric can make.
And how the difference in the colour of the fabric can, and really...
Because we're both using the called for colours.
We are, DMC. Yeah.
It's just they look a little different on the different coloured fabrics.
Yeah. And I think once my movie night words are backstitched fully, you might be able to see it a bit better. Like it's almost like there's a highlighting going through the word night to make it like neon.
Yeah.
And then with the word movie, it's just around, so it sort of gives it a neater finish. So let us know what you think.
So that's our 80s movie night stitch along.
We started that one last year, didn't we?
Yes, it was last year that it came out.
Yeah.
We did buy it, and
actually,
I didn't start it straight away. I think you started yours.
I remember.
You started yours earlier.
I remember us talking about it and organising it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
So we had one of our craft days, and Jeanette came along. So I worked on Baby in a Corner. Which, we'll put in front of you.
Yeah.
So Baby in a Corner, I've done some stitches on that one.
You have?
I got 300 stitches done on it, which has brought it to 34.89%. So I did a bit more of the pink. I had a thread hanging somewhere here last time. So I did a bit more of the pink, and I've decided I'm actually going to continue the pink around, finish that off up there. And of course I've done a bit more of the car. So I've come along down the front of the car there and started on, the wheel. Hub, that's the word. I was like, there's a word and I can't think what it is. Thank you. Yes, and even around here in the grey. Just because I wanted to mix up the colours, I didn't want to be stuck doing just black for ever and a day to try and get this done. Although, because I only do it when we catch up with Jeanette, I'm not spending, like a full day on it or anything. Yeah. Normally it's just, well, maybe it's the day, because I do some stitches while we're with Jeanette, and then I finish out the day doing stitches, bring it up to a reasonable number.
Yeah.
So that is Baby in the Corner.
And it just goes to show you, we have different ways of stitching too, because Like if it was me, I would be doing the full outline, like coming around, and then I would just go backwards and forwards and colour in.
Well, I thought that, but it's not actually that easy to do it. No, because I'd have to count a hell of a lot to bring across like the bottom of the car and then up and around the wheel and stuff. So I'll see how I go. So my intention is to finish this bit of pink because that's the last bit up the top there. And then I think I might try and come around the back end of the car a little bit where I don't need to count too much. And there's the door handles are in here somewhere. Probably not that far forward. So yeah, and they'll be in like the grey colour, so I'll do that, and then I know I can like do black the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest to you is maybe come around here and do the wheel hub on the back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You can just fill in.
Yeah, and then I think there's a grey stripe somewhere in there too. So yeah,
because it'll go super quick then, and then you won't be stuck on black. You know
and I've done a 6x11 Q snap to make it fit, but I've ordered some new hoops, so I'm thinking that might actually one of those might fit better because they're sort of the elongated ones.
And
they're narrower that way. Well, whichever way you use them.
More an oval end rather than a
square. Yeah, rather than the squarish ones like
rather
these.
Than square ones like this, it's more like an oval here.
Yeah. Well, they're narrower one way than the other.
Yeah.
So they're more not quite rectangular, not quite oval, sort of in between. Anyway, they'll be hopefully arriving by our next video, so I'll show them. Then,
and maybe we can put one of them on a piece of fabric to show.
Well, if I work on this one again, I will potentially have one on this one. Yeah. So then I could fit the whole thing in it.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment I have to keep, chopping and changing what I'm using on it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's been difficult too to think, I'll just go straight across the whole car because I haven't had anything wide enough on there to do that. But
not a problem.
Anyway, that's baby in a corner. So the next one I worked on was my little Christmas bear. So you can see I actually got 148 stitches done on that one. It's brought it to 22.92%. So I did some more of the blue through the bottom of the hat there and did his paw over here.
Nice.
So I'm just slowly working my way down with that one. So I think my plan was there's an ear over here somewhere. I was going to do that because then it's like just that section done, which is what I thought with the paw. I'll do that section and then, so I'm sort of doing that one in sections kind of.
And so his hat is now finished, is it? Or is it
I think it is. I think it is. No, I think we then switched to the browns of his head, his face and stuff there.
Nice.
So
he's coming along.
He's coming along and he's not a priority. I had to go to something at school. One of my kids got an award. Yay! So while I was sitting there waiting for that to all start, I pulled this out of my handbag.
Yeah, a few minutes here.
Did some stitches and I did some more later that day.
Nice.
When I was at home too, just to keep working on the same thing for that day.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. If I'm going out and I work on something, I will continue to work on it at home that day because I don't like too many different projects
in the one day. No, I don't either.
I like to be able to say I've got a day on XYZ. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all of my whips.
Nice. I've got one more whip.
Yep. This one's very cute.
Yeah, this was the first one that I spun up on. Yeah, please. I spun up on my wheel for Sale September, and this is called the Jingle Bell Sleigh Ride Company, and it's by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I spent 3 days on this one, and I got 1,647 stitches done. I was really impressed and proud of that. This one's on a linen, so this was my first project on a true linen, and I really like it because I stitch in hand. So I'm stitching over 2 with this one, and I really love this one. I had actually asked my husband to bring this one to hospital, but I didn't get to work on it. So when it was spun up on the wheel, I was like, yes! Yay! Yes! It was like, not winning lotto, but I was very excited. I have changed some of the colours in the horse and the sleigh. Words.
I couldn't see what you're pointing at either.
I might get it together, Ro. And this is just the needle motor. So with the horse, they had a darker colour through, I think this is called a bridle, around the chest of the horse and the reins back to the sleigh. But I decided to do it in black because it didn't stand out against the darker brown of the horse's front and back leg at the rear.
Right.
Because the horse is walking, so you're going to have some shadow, you know what I mean? And so I made the mane and the tail the same colour because I liked that brown colour. Can we just go in a little tiny bit? There we go. And then I ended up working on the sleigh, and I did all the white snow down the bottom here, and then I came down with the snowflakes. And then I thought, well, I don't want to do the red before I do the white, because I've learnt from a previous project that it makes it turn pink sometimes if like the thread catches or whatever.
Yeah, you know, with a bit of the red coming through.
Yeah, so I did the bottom of the sleigh, then I worked up the white, and then I worked in the green, and then I'm now starting to work on the red. And I changed the red too because the red was supposed to be like 815 or 816, which is this colour here, and I just felt it was too dark. So I can't remember what colour red I'm using, but it is a nice bright red. So
okay,
yeah, I'm really happy with that one.
Sorry,
you're right.
Smack you in the face.
If only you saw she treats me other times.
Very, very nicely.
She knows I'm joking.
I do. Okay, so that's all of the whips we've had in the last 2 weeks.
Short and sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. So not too many, but a bit of progress on each of them. So
yeah.
Now I do have a couple of finishes.
Oh, here we go.
So this was the one that I started and finished. So this is called Brisbane Icons, and it is from Spruce Craft Co. And it only took me 3 days to do this one.
Nice and quick.
Yeah. So I used my unknowns. I actually used up some of them, so I was really happy about that.
Nice. Well done.
I'm trying to work my way through them. And I was hoping to have a fully finished, but I was debating whether I just go with a wooden hoop around it, because it will fit in there, or whether I put a small square black frame around it, which I do have. So let me know what you think. What would look better, the hoop or the frame?
Yeah. I'm thinking, I think they both have their positives.
Yeah.
So let me think about it, and I'll let you know too.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it later. And the other finish I had, she's done. My geranium fairy. She is all finished, backstitch and all. Last time I don't think I'd done all her wings and everything. Maybe I might have done over this side and the skirt, and might have had to go up and then up. But the last time I worked on it was just this top part of the flower, and that only took me a day to do.
Nice.
So she's done. So
how many stitches?
Another one off my list. There was 7,952 stitches in the geranium fairy, not including the backstitch. The backstitch was extra. So she took less than a year to do, in between other things.
I mean, she's very pretty, but you haven't convinced me to do her. Not with all those fractionals.
No, there is quite a lot of fractionals in that pattern, but it does look good, and I'm glad it's finished.
I really like where you put your little name too.
That was my husband's suggestion.
Can we just
I showed him
in case they didn't see it?
If you didn't catch it, there's my initials in the year.
Yeah.
I said to my husband, where can I put it? Because I'm like, if I put it under the words here, it'll be stand out too much. I'm like, if I put it, in one of these, then it's off balance. And he's like, what about here? I'm like, oh, what, sideways? And he's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, all right. So I did.
I like that. It's almost like, what's that game? Where's Wally?
Where's your initials? Yeah.
Finding it on different pieces. It's like looking. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Yay. So that's one less I have to do, because as you may have seen, we did a Spooktober plans video just recently, and we have several new starts that we're planning
I
to
can't
do
wait.
next month in October. Some will be finished within the month because they're only little,
Yeah.
but some will carry over. So I'm trying to get anything that's close to finish or that's small finished before the end of September so that I have less on my list before I add more.
I'm like chomping at the bit, waiting for October to come because
She's
I just
hanging
want
for
to
the start.
all the things.
I'm very excited too, but I really want to try and get some other things finished.
I do too.
First.
I want to try and get some things finished off, or at least, you know,
close to
more
further along than what they are now. More progress.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
And you had finishes?
I have 2.
2 finishes. We both got 2 finishes.
Oh dear.
We've done well today.
It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
A day ending in Y?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you finish, Ro?
Okay. So I'm really excited about this one. This one is called Tropical Holiday Gnome, and it's my favourite gnome on Etsy. And this is the one that we both started on the cruise. And I showed last time in our last Flosstube, and I was saying that I just couldn't wait to get back to it. And I got back to it.
Yay! I need to get back to mine.
And now, yeah, you do. You do.
Get some more done past my 60 whatever stitches.
So I really loved working on this one. I love the favourite gnome patterns because they are really easy. The back stitch, it's easy, but you just have to be in full concentration mode.
Like, you always do with back stitch.
You can't just like, watching a TV show and or whatever, and it goes there, because no, next one comes in a different angle. So it was really good. I spent 3 days on her, and I did 1,919 stitches. Now I use CXC threads. This is my own tie-dyed fabric that I used. So it was a 14 count before it was tie-dyed. And if you have a look in the fringe of penny flower up the top, I actually used beads, little black beads up the top there. Because there's a whole lot of backstitch in that tiny bit there, and French knots and all the rest of it. And I'm like, I don't like French knots.
No, me neither.
So I was like, what sort of black beads do I have at home? And I went through a couple of different sizes and things, and I found that size, and I was like, perfect. So cool. I really love her. She just needs to be framed now. And I've got plenty of fabric left over on the side. So
I had to do something else.
I could do something else that's small.
Definitely. Maybe another gnome.
Maybe.
Who knows?
So we'll see how we go. I'm going to finish, get her framed first, and then find out what you've got left. I mean, I probably have at least a hand. So it'll probably fit something small in there.
Yeah, definitely.
And then my second one.
I'm really excited about this one
too. So this one is out of the Cross Stitch for the Earth book by Emma Congdon. And they don't have titles, but I've titled this one Wild and Free. And this was the piece I started for my birthday this year. Yeah, that's good. So I used this fabric, and this is a hand-dyed fabric. I don't know where it's come from, but it was roughly 19 count.
By the time it's been dyed.
Yeah, over 2, going over 2, because I did over 2. So, that's why it's so big, because in the very beginning when I got this fabric, I thought, that'd be so beautiful. But with the pattern, if I did it over 1, it'd be really tiny like this. So I was like, no, I want this to be a statement piece on my wall at home.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys know, but I love elephants, right? So I thought, I really want this to be big, bold, look at me kind of thing on my wall at home. So I went over 2. Now, I spent quite a long time on this from the last time. So if we go maybe just a little bit that way, and then we might be able to stick in the previous photo to show the comparison. And I did 6 days, 2,533 stitches. So I
Very good.
really just kept on with this until it was finished, because I was like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to change. And then Kylie was like, but you're so close. Just keep going. And I was like, okay. But I am glad now that I got it finished.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Sometimes
guys.
you just need a little push.
Sometimes, yeah. And I think sometimes we all get in that like that mood of like, oh, I don't want to, I just don't.
I want to do something different.
Yeah, you know, like you want something.
New start's cool.
Different colours or different fabric or just something different. And I was like, I don't normally spend that long on a piece unless I'm really into it and loving it.
That's right.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love this piece. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I just was like, I just want to change. And I think it was also because of the sale September.
Yeah.
I want to try and hit as many of the sales as possible. So having 6 days on one piece takes away from other sales being touched.
But you got to finish.
I've got to finish. And it would have been FFO'd if I had a frame at home the right size.
Yeah.
However, I didn't. All of them were really like close to the edge of the stitches, and I actually want some of the fabric to show. Yes,
it's so pretty.
It is, and so I've just got to find the right size frame. So yeah, that's all my finishes.
Yay! So we were both close to having an FFO each, but we didn't quite get there.
Yeah, next time.
So we will move on to our plans. So the next project I plan on working on to try and get, well, I should be able to get this one finished before the end of the month, is our Stitching Goes Troppo bookmark that we got on our cruise. It's less than 2,000 stitches, and that includes all of the options, which I haven't worked out which ones I want to do yet. But yeah, I should be able to finish that one hopefully before we film next time.
Yeah, I'd like to crack on with that as well.
Yeah, like, and well, that counts as a sell too. Yeah, so because you know there's more than one of us doing it.
Yeah,
we're both doing it, and everyone on the cruise got it. So whether they choose to do it or not, I know some people were. So that one is my next plan.
My next plan I already spun up, and it's the Gnome Place Like Home sale. So I'm really keen to get into this one.
Very good.
It's been a few months.
Are you a bit behind?
Yeah. Well, see, what happened was each release was coming out, and I found with markup I had to reinstall the new release, and then I wouldn't have the saved progress of stitches from the last one. So I kind of let it go intentionally until the last one came out. So the last one's been out for a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah, I have seen some people finish it already. So.
Yeah, so I thought, well, now that the last part's out, that's now installed in markup. So I only have like the one pattern to work from now.
Yeah,
so what I'll do before I start working on it, I'll mark off on markup everything I've done.
Yep.
And then the next day I'll start on it, and so it won't affect my totals of what I'm stitching.
Compared to what you're marking off from previous.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. If I get the bookmark done, I think the next one I'm going to try and get as close to finished as I can. Probably won't get them both fully completed. Will be the Tropical Holiday Gnome. Yeah, because that's my next smallest one.
Yeah,
and I mean, as it stitches up pretty quickly. You've said so.
Yeah.
So that'll be probably the next one that I'll try and get done. So those two things.
Nice.
We do have a stitching meetup coming up. And at this stage, I believe Jeanette is coming. So we'll be working on one or the other of my supernatural projects.
I'll be working on Pina Colada.
Yep. That you started on the cruise.
I did, with Lucy and Jess. I know Lucy's not going to be there, but I'm pretty sure Jess will be there. So
we'll see.
Hopefully, I'm not sure. I'll have to speak to her and see if she's going to take Pina Colada as well. Because my plan was to stitch on it at Stitchy meetups with them.
Yeah.
That's on black fabric. So I might also take Gnome Place Like Home as well, or something else. Maybe if I spin up something else that's not on black fabric. So if I find that I'm having a bit of
lighting issues or something.
Yeah. Or I don't want to take the light pad, and because I don't want it to get broken or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much we can carry on the train. So,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And we both have plans for Whip Go still on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I have finished the ones for September, but I still have one carried over from August, and that was to complete a section on the Sal. So because I didn't quite get the 80s movies
so
one done, I know, and I was tempted to keep going with it, but I wanted to do other things.
Yeah.
So I am so close with that, but I may wait until the Strident sale comes up again later in the month. But I was thinking, technically, the Stitch and Go's Troppo bookmark counts.
That's what I was just thinking.
So,
and the Tropical Gnome.
And the Tropical Holiday Gnome. So,
yeah.
You know, I've got other options to mark that one off.
The bookmark is small, so if
it's a section on
a section is that like a square?
It's like one of the boxes. I will wait and do a bit more on it than that before I can count that one as being.
Yeah.
But I will get that done this month. So then I will be up to date again until the new numbers come out later this month for next month.
Mm-hmm. Mine won't be finished until the end of the month because mine was use the random wheel app once a week for the whole month.
Yeah, right. So yes, you can't do that until the last week of the month.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forget off the top of my head what the other one was, but I know that it will take me the whole month. Like I can't mark it off before the end of the month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my Whip Go.
Mm-hmm. Any other plans? We plan to do some FFOing.
We have planned to do some FFOing.
Hopefully.
My only other plans is basically just to keep continuing sorting out. Like, I mean, I've got my fabrics and things for the starts in October.
Yeah.
And I've got them all put in that one Halloween bag. I just kind of want to separate them from each other. So, you know, whether I put them in snap lock bags with the name on it.
Oh, yeah.
Or you know, just so I'm not going to go, oh, what fabric was what again? And I mean, my list is in the bag with the with the fabrics, but there's a lot of fabrics in there that are quite similar.
Okay. So mine are all separated because I've put them in one of the big A4 folders because I use the bobbins. So they are in the plastic pages and they clip into the binder, and then I've just used a regular plastic pocket to tuck the fabric in. So that's how I've separated mine. So and that fits in my lovely big Halloween bag.
Yes, it does.
So that's how I've separated mine, but because you don't bobbinate, you have to figure out a different way to do yours.
Yeah. And some of the floss that was taken that I used for Wild and Free and one of the other projects, I'm now putting that in the project bag.
Okay.
Because I'm going to see if those colours are needed, and if they are, then I'll take it off that first rather than undoing a new skein of floss.
All right. I have one other plan for you.
Okay, hit me.
So you did mention in our Spooktober plans video that you had some whips that you felt you should get back to.
Yeah,
you've lost a little love for them.
Yep.
And you sent me a list of a few of them the other day.
Yes.
And I have chosen one that I would like you to spend at least one day on.
Okay.
Between now and our next video.
Okay.
And it is... Are you ready?
Pick a good one, pick a good one, pick a good one.
Because you're doing samplers and sales this month, I have selected for you Ms. Cookie Gnome. Because that was the one that we started together.
We did.
So it counts as a stitch along.
It
fits in with your theme.
It does.
I want you to spend at least one day on it.
Okay.
You can manage that, right? At least one day. If you want to do more on it, you can do more.
No.
But you need to do at least
just
one.
Start with one day and see how
we'll start with that. All right.
Okay. So there's no stitch count. It's just
no stitch count. Just a day.
Effort of one
well,
day.
Probably at least 100 stitches.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's given. That's a given.
It doesn't count if it's less than 100. So at least 100 stitches. At least one day.
All right.
All right. Because you got to get these things moving.
She's twisting my arm here.
I am. Hey, could have been worse.
I thought she was going to pick the bobbins.
I thought about it, and I was like, I think you've probably got more to go on that than on your Ms. Cookie Gnome.
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Plus, Christmas is not that far away, so I thought,
true.
Get a Christmas one out of the way.
2023 was in the past.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have a date on it. Oh, for the bobbins.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I did think of that one, but I thought, no, you're not going to want to do that one.
No, that's okay. I'll give it a go.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
That is your challenge
Alrighty.
for the next 2 weeks. To do
Okay.
at least one day on it.
All right.
All right.
Unloved, here we come. I was wondering why she was hassling me for what was your unloved ones, and I'm like, I'm too busy.
Why do you want to know? I'm like, no, you'll see.
Yeah. Secretive squirrel business. This
yep,
one.
for sure.
Alrighty. We got anything else? We do. We've got haul.
We've got to move on to haul.
Yeah.
So for haul,
there's a little bit.
Because I completed.
When isn't there a little bit?
Well, yeah, there's a bit. Because I completed 3 of my WIPGO squares. Since last time. I have 3 little goodies out of my advent calendar to show.
Yeah.
So the first one I got to open, I got some DMC needles, size 24.
Nice.
So they always come in handy. I got a pattern, which I can't show the pattern, but it will insert a picture. And this is Maple the reindeer. I just think he's so cute.
He is.
So I may or may not do that as Christmas stitching. We'll see. And then the next one I got to open just the other night was a piece of Ada, sort of a moss green kind of colour. It is this white one because it's got the orange thread down there.
Back, it might show the colour a bit more.
Yeah, I don't know how well it's going to show up, but
it's going to be pretty neutral.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a greeny sort of colour. Would you do Maple the reindeer on that one?
Well, I have seen all of the pictures of the patterns that are included in the advent calendar, and this one is the one for the wreath.
Oh, okay.
Maple is on the blue one, I think, and Eddie the elf is on the iridescent one that I got earlier in the year. So they were my goodies from the advent calendar.
Nice.
And I had a little trip to Spotlight. Last week, the week before. Last week, I think. Because I was specifically looking for Rainbow Rick Rack, which I got on a roll, and they actually had on sale at the time, so that was good.
Bargain.
And then, of course, because I was there, I got a couple of remnants bags.
Doing the whole one.
So that one had there's some cording and ribbons and lacy things and stuff, and both of them had some feathers. So I've got 2 lots of feathers and some elastic and stuff in the other one. Oh, well, I've mixed and matched them now. So various bits and pieces. So I don't know what I'm going to do with feathers, but they're like a feather trim. So, I'll figure something out for those. So that was my trip to Spotlight.
Actually, that might go well with something Halloweeny. Like if you're Halloweeny, you might be able to mount it on a board and then have that in behind it between the board that you've mounted your cross stitch piece and another board.
I haven't thought about how to finish any of them really yet.
I'm visualising ideas.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
And Ro did a JK's order.
I did.
And I asked for some ball tip needles because, you can never have enough of those. We love them. So I got size 26 and size 28 in those because the 28s are good for the finer fabrics. Yeah.
So I have been enabled by Catkin and Lily, the Flosstube channel, and her name is Kat. She's been working on the pattern The Sorceress, and she does it on the Stitch With Me.
Right.
And it's just so beautiful, relaxing, chill out, just watch, all the things. Very good. And she's been working on the part of the maybe it's a jewellery box sitting on the seat next to the lady, and the crow was sitting on top of it. So she's been working on that, and every time I see her working on it, she's working from the bottom up, I'm like, I love it, I love it, I love it. So I had to order it from JK's, and and buy it in, and that's, you know, going to be one of my Halloween or Spooktober starts.
Mm-hmm.
So that came in, and it couldn't travel by itself. So
Yeah,
I asked Kylie, you know, do you need anything? She was like, yeah, I need some needles.
Yes, I got my needles.
And then I was like, yeah, that still can't travel by itself. I had been looking for some thread conditioner for quite a while, so I bought some Thread Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I have used these before, the needle grabbers, and basically,
they're handy.
Yeah, they're a round piece of like rubber, and basically, if you at the end of at the back of the work, if you're ending off and you're going underneath your threads that you've already stitched, and it's a bit tight, or the needle's not coming through,
can't quite grip it.
You grab your needle with the rubber needle grabber,
yeah.
and you just gently pull it.
It helps
and
give you that bit
pulls
of grip.
through, and it's like,
yeah, I've got some of those too. They've been really handy.
And then the angels sing, and you know, all the things happen. And you don't curse.
I don't think I've quite heard that, but anyway.
Oh, they sing at my house. Maybe your kids are too noisy.
Yeah.
And then I bought 3 patterns now. Okay, this one is called Violetta. And I found her first, and I'm like, oh, look at her purple dress. She is just gorgeous. So I bought that one. And then I found Maya. And look at her, isn't she stunning? So I was like, oh, yes, please come home with me. And then I was about to jump off, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's any of these, more of these ladies, you know. I found this last one. And this one is Iris, the Rainbow Maiden. And she's just, oh, look at the colours. So that's what I got from JK's.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got the threads for the Sorceress.
Yeah.
And also the threads for Deadly Aquarium Sale.
Right.
So that's all from JK's.
Okay. We also had an order from Sharon at Crafty Threads.
We did.
I needed some more bobbins with all this kitting up of the
just a little bit.
all the kitting up of the Halloween things.
Would you like
so I got
so many?
I wanted 100. She must have only had packs of 25 in. So I ended up with 4. And then she threw in as a free gift the labels to put on them. With the DMC numbers.
That's lovely.
So that was nice of her. And I needed a few threads as well. So I just got a few that I was going to need colours for the Halloween things. And also, and very special, the glow-in-the-dark thread. Because I'm going to use that on some of the Halloween ones instead of the white, you know, for like ghosts and things.
So when we had this conversation when I was kitting up some of mine, and I bought the Rainbow Petite Treasure Braid, and I got the glow-in-the-dark one. And I was like, Carly, do you want some? And she said, no, not right now. And then we had the discussion, and she was like, oh, I'm going to try the DMC one. So I'm going to try the Petite Treasure Braid, and Kylie's going to try the DMC one. And we're going to sort of compare
notes. Yeah.
And see what is like more user-friendly, how it feels, how it stitches up, how it shines,
how it looks in the dark,
how it glows, So we'll let you know when we know.
Yeah, once we've done that.
Yes.
Yep. So, and you got some stuff from Sharon as well.
Did. I went and helped out Sharon from Crafty Threads at the D-Stash Market, and I couldn't help but pick up some bargains from her while I was there. Like, you know, my willpower is not very strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I got this one, and it's a Quaker cloth, and it's called Rue Green. I'm not quite sure. Oh, it's a 28 count. So hopefully you can see that in there. And I apologise in advance for all the crinkling. I'm not taking them out of the packages because it's too hard to get them back in.
It is, yeah.
So then I bought this one. Oh, that looks really good back there. So this is a Zweigart 32 count Murano. And I'm not actually sure of the colour, but it's like a
I've bought some of that from her before as well.
Yeah.
It might be vintage mocha or something.
That's what I was thinking. It could be vintage mocha. Yeah.
Because I've got some of that too from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I bought some pewter, which is like a pale grey, and that one is a 14 count, so that'll be good to add to the stash for the, I mean, if I run out of greys for the Halloween stuff. Then I bought this one, and this one is a white gold 14 count. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see.
It sparkles.
Yeah, it's like, would you say it's an opalescent? Or it's
I
like
think it's
more,
just the gold through it that makes it sparkle.
It's like a weave, isn't it? You know, like white and gold.
Yeah, the gold threads are sort of weaved in there.
Yeah. So there's that one. Then we've got a 20 count Rustico, because she knows how much I love Rustico.
I have some Rustico. I haven't used it yet though.
And these were all in like a clearance sort of box that she had there. She has some really good deals.
She does.
Now this one here is a 16 count Ada easy count, easy guide, easy count, whatever you want to call it. Then we have a pink 18 count. Oh, I'm not sure if you can get the colour there. Then we have a 27 count Linda cream. It's quite a nice neutral. And we have a light blue 14 count. Oh, look at that blue.
Showing up well.
Yeah. Then we have a 14 count easy count guide again. 16 count easy count. I feel like I'm repeating myself. That's why I make funny faces. Yeah. A 28 it's count. Just your face. Dear. 28. Put me off now.
Sorry.
A 28 count. Now, this one doesn't actually have a colourway as such, but it's like a mottled pink.
Pretty.
So, yeah, you can kind of see the mottled. Then we have another Quaker cloth, light mauve, and this one's another 28 count. So, Quaker cloth, I found out from Sharon, is a linen.
Right.
Then we have a 14 count vintage coffee. Yeah, very nice. And then we have 14 count black. You know I love my black. And then because I was helping her out, she gave me a couple of small things as a thank you. So this one was our tablecloth. She's like, I'm not taking it home. You can have it. I was like, okay. So it's an 8 count red colour. And it's quite a big piece. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking something Christmassy, maybe a tablecloth for Christmas or,
well,
you know, something.
Enough,
I mean, it's quite large.
Yeah.
So there is, you know, a fair amount of it there.
Folded up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe a tablecloth or something. And then I got a whole bunch of these little ones. You've probably seen some of these before in our cruise video and maybe the last video. So these were actually pretty popular on the day.
They're nice, cute little ones.
Yeah, and they're cheap too. So
yeah, but like they're ones that you can do like I do and put it in your handbag and just have it for whenever you're out and about. And if you haven't brought any serious stitching with you, you can just whip those out and put in a few stitches here and there. And
there was a few people that I was talking to and they hadn't done any cross stitching, but the person
they'd be
that
a good
they
start
were
one
with
too.
had done cross stitching, and I said to them, why don't you just get one of those small kits and try it, like, you know, and see if you like it or not.
Yeah, sure.
And I also picked up a couple of pairs of scissors from Sharon as well.
Never have too many scissors.
Yeah. So that's all my stuff from Crafty Threads.
All right. And while Ro was at the D-Stash, she sent me a couple of pictures. And one of them was for
because you're after a
circle punch.
Yeah.
Because the floss drops we got in our goodie bag on the cruise went punched. So, and I didn't have a circle punch, so now I do.
I had one at home, and I offered to lend it to her. But then
Yeah.
when I saw that one so cheap, I was like, "Do you want me to just get you one?"
Yeah, so we might as well, because you never know when I might need it again.
Exactly.
And if you
I
have
was on
watched
the
us
hunt.
recently, you know I wanted some cocktail fabric to be able to
fully
finish my little mini cocktail that I did on the cruise. She
Mhm.
found some.
Now, can I tell you a quick story with this, right? So before the D-Stash had actually opened, the vendors that are there get to go around and have a little look for themselves, because more likely that they're not going to get time
During the day,
while it's open, right? So anyway, I'm asking every single stallholder, do you have any cocktail fabric? No. Do you have any cocktail fabric? No. And then I don't know how, but some people started thinking I was talking about fabric for cocktail dresses, like to make a cocktail dress.
Oh.
And I was like,
no.
Huh? Like what?
Fabric with cocktails on it.
Yeah. So then I had to change what I was asking for, and then I had to start asking, do you have any fabric with images of cocktails on them?
All words would have done.
Yeah,
either way.
Right? And so I was getting no. And I knew it would be quite difficult to find something so specific. Anyway, I went up to this other one and they said, no, I don't think so. And then I heard in the background someone saying, who was after cocktail fabric? And my ears perked up, my head spun around, and I was like, you know those people that, not people, but what's that thing that their head spins around? Anyway, that was me. And it was like
The Exorcist.
I don't know. I can see it, but I can't. And so,
do you mean a meerkat?
No. Like their head fully spins around.
An owl?
I digress. So she was waving it like, I've got cocktail fabric, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be perfect. So I like quickly rang Kylie. I'm like, hey, guess what I found? Found some cocktail fabric.
Yep. So it's a fat quarter, and it was only $3. So, you know.
And I just had enough time to purchase it and get back to Sharon at the stall before the doors opened.
Yeah.
So it was so lucky that I'd gone where I went and when I went there, you know.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to go to this one. So
you're very lucky to be able to get it, because I reckon it would have got snapped up.
Yeah, because it's got sparkling and everything. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Very pretty.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to, allocate a day to do some FFOs. I think maybe see if I can get hubby to take the kids in the holidays or something, or leave them at mum's, or I don't know, something, so I can get some finishing done.
That's it. Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So the only other stuff I got from D-Stash was after I'd finished with Sharon from Crafty Threads. It was just before pack up, so I made my quick dash around to have a look, and I didn't get around the whole place.
No, you wouldn't. We've been and we've taken the whole time to get all the way around it. So
yeah, you need definitely a few hours at least. So I just saw a couple of things and I picked them up and I said, thank you very much. So I got some more pom-poms, so some really pretty purple ones and some yellow ones. These were given to me because the lady had no idea what they were or what to do with them. And they're little clips, and Kylie has told me that they're ones that you put on you can use them as a dummy clip to attach to the baby's clothing, so that they don't, if they spit their dummy out, it doesn't fall on the floor. But they can be used for other things as well. So yeah, I was just going to say I won't need it for that reason. You're not going to spit the dummy? And there's a bag full of them too. Yes. So I thought I might try to put some fabric around this part and see if I could use them as a tension clip on the scroll frames. That would be another way to use them, yes. So more that's likely a sort for you. Work in. Unless you want to make dummy clips and sell them. Not particularly. You got a lot there. It give me work. You could more do work it. To do. You could do it if you wanted to. Then I saw these frames, and you know how I love these frames. And she's got me onto them too. Yeah. And I saw them, and I was like, oh, perfect. I can use them for my cross stitch. And the lady selling them said, oh, they're not really good for cross stitch. And I was like, what? And she's like, they're more good for embroidery. You know, they don't get the Ada. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, they do. I didn't bother, arguing the point.
It's like,
I know they
we've
work for
both
my
been
cross
using
stitch.
them, so
Yeah,
for cross stitch. So if it works for embroidery, it works for cross stitch.
Now, I got, what can I cover it with? Fabric. So I got this, and it's a pack of patterns, and I just have to cover the actual pattern. But it's a whole series of the yearly patterns, and they have little animals on each one. So January through to December. So they are super cute, and they definitely will be stitched. So
and they're not huge either, so
no, they're only,
they shouldn't take you too long.
99 by 73. So 99 wide by 73 high. So
but there's like a lot of open space in them.
Yes, yeah. They're not like a full. They're nowhere near full coverage.
No, so that's why I'm like, and it's blocks of colours. So that always goes quicker than chopping and changing.
So they do call for a lot of gentle arts, overdyed threads.
It's got the DMC conversions on it
does.
though.
So I'm just going to be using the DMC conversions because I'm not going to go.
It's a lot easier and cheaper to access here.
It can become quite expensive if you need to buy a whole lot at once, for this sort of stuff. So, and you only use a tiny bit.
Yes, I was just going to say, you use such a small amount of it, it's probably not worth investing in.
You know what I've just realised?
No.
So that green bit down the bottom there, they're all eyelet stitches.
Oh.
See?
Oh, they are too.
And it says eyelet stitch.
It does.
So I guess I'm going to be learning how to do some other stitches.
Well, you could. You could probably just do them as little squares of DMC if you want, like just your normal crosses if you wanted to.
Yeah, because they cover. Oh yeah, it's just 3 by 3 basically. So I could do 3 by 3 square. If I didn't want to do the eyelet stitch. Anyway,
think about that between now and whenever you get to that point.
Yep. I'm thinking that might be a thing for next year because they're only small. I could probably knock it over in a day.
Each month in that month?
Yeah.
Or in the month in advance or something.
Yeah, so help me remember that, okay?
I'll try.
And you guys too.
We'll end up doing Christmas plans at some point.
I'll be referring back to the video for
what did we say we were going to do? Anyway.
Okay, so then I picked up this one. And it's 2 dancers. I'm not exactly sure of the origin of it, but that's what it looks like. And it has been started. It's got the threads, the chart, the Ada. So that's what's been started on it. Now I'm unsure at this stage if I want to continue with the pattern. What's there, because there's not a lot. It basically goes that way. So that's the arm, and this is the start of the dress of the lady here. So it's basically this area here. So I'm not sure if I want to continue on with that, or if I'm going to frog it and use the fabric for something else. So that's something to be worked out.
TBD.
To
be determined.
And then I got this Quaker cloth, which is like a grey-blue colour, 28 count. And I got this one, cupcakes, and the lady who was selling these did me a really awesome deal because it was like right at the end. Yeah. And she was like, I don't want to take this stuff home.
Sometimes you get the best bargains and things thrown in for free because people just don't want to take them home.
Like after 12 o'clock, they do the half price
markdown madness or something they call it.
She marked it down even further because she was like, I don't want to take it home.
Yeah.
So this one's actually a cushion, and it's got the cushion fabric, to cross stitch on.
Cool.
So yeah,
very cool.
Australian Baby Sampler, and I was like, oh, this is just too adorable because I have a couple of nephews now, so I might do that one for them. Then I got a tablecloth one, and that's the pattern. I'm not so overly fussed on the pattern. However, the tablecloth is here. It's got like all the threads, pattern, everything. So this is kind of similar to your Christmas one that you did, but not really. Like,
same but different?
Yeah. But you know how yours had equal parts
Yeah.
to stitch. Well,
Yeah,
this one
it's a
doesn't.
bit
This one
different.
has a big
And this one was
centre
what?
part.
Tablecloth?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, mine was like a serviette too, so it was much smaller.
Yeah, 8 tablecloth with chart, it says. So it's got like the big main tablecloth part, which is like a linen almost, and then this part around the side is Ada.
That's what you stitch on.
Yeah.
I suppose you could technically stitch on both if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
But
I'm not sure if I'll do that teapot pattern.
Yeah,
so.
I think the plan of it is to stitch around, on the outside of it when you look at the picture. So you stitch around the edges, not on the centre piece. Yeah.
We'll see how we go.
You could put anything on there.
Yep. And I
you could make it a Christmas one if you wanted.
Some of these were chucked in as freebies too, but I can't remember what was what. But I know this one was a freebie. I know I didn't pick this up. She just chucked it in. She shoved it in my trolley. She's like, "Here, take this." I'm like, "No, it's okay." She's like, "No, take it." So the little smiley bears.
Cute.
Then we've got a Christmas stocking. Now she had quite a few of these, but I only bought one.
That was very restrained of you. Oh, it's got beads in it too.
Yeah. If you know anything about the stack of critters stocking that I bought 5 of them, I could have bought 5 of these, but I chose not to.
Were they all the same or were they different?
Yeah, no, they were all the same.
Okay.
All the same.
Yeah, well, you don't need that many of them.
So this part here, the band, is actually for the name of the stocking, and then some beads and some threads.
Yeah.
So that's where the band goes.
The felt.
Yep, the felt's in there. The Ada's in there.
Very good.
I was drawn to this one. I don't know why.
Why would that be?
But I just love it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So that's that one. And then we got this one. I don't know why, but I like that. So I'm not really a floral person.
Not your usual style.
No, I know. Yeah. And I don't know why I like it. I just do. I think maybe it's
not even purple.
I know, but it's like the blue. Like there's a tiny bit of purple in there, but the blues are so deep.
The blue's what stands out more.
Yeah, the blues are so deep, and I mean, I think there's only one colour of purple in there. But yeah, anyway, that was from D-Stash.
Excellent. So my last piece of haul.
I'm looking at this box here that you just can see, and I'm like, oh, what's in there?
So I wanted a cross-stitch advent calendar. I tried the Caterpillar cross-stitch one, which is what I've been opening for my Whip Go gifts to myself. And I was like, yeah, look, it's good. I like it, but it's expensive by the time it converts to Australian dollars and the shipping and everything. And I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying I wanted an alternative this year. Yeah. Something I haven't tried already. And this one is actually an Australian-based company. And most of their products are either made in-house or sourced from Australian places.
Suppliers.
So it came in
this
box. Okay, and it's got a note with it that thanks you for, purchasing and all the rest of it, and explains a little bit about their company. They're called LEB Designs, and I ordered through their website, which we will put a link to down the bottom. So the first thing that came in it was a stitch tracker. So you can put in your dates, I guess. Start here. And they've just got the first of the first there. So, and then they've got a few other dates randomly throughout. So I guess you just put your own dates in between. So I think that's at the beginning and end of the month is what they've got on that. So, and then inside the box, it's all bubble wrapped nicely. So they're all individually wrapped with the numbers of the days to open them in the lead up to Christmas.
Nice.
In the note, they do they recommend opening them in the order that they have numbered them. So you follow their intention, but they're like, it's your calendar, do what you like. If you want to mix it up or whatever, or open them all at once, do whatever you like. It's yours. So I don't want to handle them too much because I don't want to feel what's inside. But they're all different sizes and different wrappings and all the things. So, it's fairly basic wrapping, like it's not even fancy wrapping, most of it, but that's probably what helped keep the cost down.
I was just going to say, got to keep a cost down, and I mean, really, at the end of the day,
who cares? Because you're going to throw it out.
Yeah, you don't want the wrapping because that's just going to go in the bin.
Yeah. So I am still undecided as to whether I use it as an advent calendar and open it in the order it is intended, or whether I do the same thing I've done this year and use it as my monthly Whip Go prize for completing the square.
I guess, you know, if you had a pros and cons list, that would maybe help you make your decision.
Well, I'm actually thinking that I might use it as an advent calendar and do maybe some short videos of me opening them so you guys can see what's in it. So maybe you can order one this year. The orders are still open. But, you know, if you wanted to see what was in it first before you went ordering one, if I open them during December and do some shorts to show you guys what's in there, then maybe you might want one next year.
Good idea.
So that's probably the way I'm leaning.
Okay.
And, you know, I get advent calendars for the kids. So, you know, they get to open theirs and I get to open mine.
Now we just need to get one for your hubby. So he doesn't feel left out.
He can get his own. I got my own. So it is all cross-stitch related products in there as well.
Good to know.
So it is actually a cross-stitching advent.
Nice.
So I just need to find a way to sort of, you know, display them so I can easily grab each day as it comes rather than, you know, fishing through the box to find, although 1, 2, and 3 were on the top somewhere. So, you know, but I'd like to, you know, put them out somewhere that'll also remind me to open them, because that's my problem is I race around doing things and I completely forget.
Yeah. I guess maybe they've given the advice to open it in order because maybe they lead into each other.
They may do.
You know, like there might be a pattern, then there might be threads, and then
that's what
might be the fabric.
That's what I found with the Caterpillar cross stitch one too. They had, there's 3 patterns in the Caterpillar cross stitch one. There's the fabric to do them on. There's some of the threads that you need. There's a matching needle minder for each one. So if I had been opening that in order, I probably would have got each of the things for one project, and then, you know, each of the things for the next one and so on. But I didn't open them in that order because I chose to do it differently. But yeah, so I'm quite excited to see what's in this one, being, you know,
I'm excited too.
Pretty much all Aussie Aussie products. So
something to look forward to.
That'll be a lot of fun. It gives me, because I'm not a big Christmas person, so maybe it'll help get me in the spirit or something. I don't know.
Kick you into the spirit.
So we'll see. And if it's good, I will probably get one again next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So I'll be able to let you guys know all about that in December.
Yeah, excellent. I bought some digital patterns. So I went on to Vivsters and I bought the cross stitch pattern dark version rainbow. And I'm thinking I might do this one on black fabric and just leave the black lines as the black fabric.
Yeah, you could
not actually stitch the black on it.
Yep, you could definitely do that.
So I quite like that one. And there's all like different little what would you call them? Not motifs, like designs in each
like different
segment.
Patterns within each.
Yeah. So it won't be boring. It'll be quite, like take my interest. You know.
Yeah. You'll have to concentrate on that one.
Yeah. And then the other one I got from Vivsters is called Fabulous Rainbow Sun, and I was like, that's gorgeous. And she had a code. She'd sent me a code for so much. I think it was like 50% off or something.
Oh wow.
But it was when you buy 2 or more patterns.
Yeah.
So I just stuck at those 2 because every other pattern that she has that I like, I already have.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I went on to the Stitchonomy web Etsy store.
Yeah.
And I got jungle theme cross stitch pattern. And I was like, this is just too cute. So I bought that one. And then I bought the summer cross-stitch pattern.
That's cute.
And I was like, I should do this in our summertime because it'd be a nice quick.
Yeah, it probably would stitch up fairly quickly.
I mean, it doesn't look like there's that many stitches in it.
No, and again, you've got, sections of colour that mostly would stitch up fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I bought from my digital haul.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all of our haul. So we're going to move on to racks, random acts of kindness. Now, our lovely friend Jeanette gave me a bunch of Harry Potter themed things. So these are the rubber bracelets. So there's one for each of the 4 houses at the school.
Nice.
Some badge pin set. And again, it has all the houses and a few other Harry Potter related things. And I'm actually going to turn these into needle minders.
I had a thought you were going to say that.
As soon as I saw them, I'm like, oh, can I make them into needle minders? And they've just got like, the sort of safety pin closure on the back, and that will actually pull out.
Yeah,
and then I can just put glue a magnet onto the back of that.
Yep.
These are gadget decals. So, I've not long got a new iPad, so I might stick one on the back of that. I'm getting a new phone soon, so I can stick one on that. I'm just going to have them everywhere.
Just get decals everywhere.
The kids might get some. I don't know. We'll see. This is a Hogwarts letter writing set.
Ooh, fancy. Oh,
so,
very fancy.
On the inside, if I can hold it without falling out. So you've got your envelopes and, your writing paper, and then, of course, your seal for the back of your letter, and then I just need to get an alpha outpost.
Nice.
I don't write letters really, but I will figure out a use for it. And these are iron-on patches. Various Harry Potter themed things. Again, the houses and the Sorting Hat down there, and free the house elves. And
I've had a thought. If they're iron-on patches, I could make you up a pretty plain-looking project bag.
Yeah.
And iron them on.
Just stick them on all over it.
Yeah.
That's an idea. And this one is this is really cool. I like this one. This is like a door sign, and it says, "I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good." So that's what I'm going to put up when I'm busy in my craft room. And then when I'm done, mischief managed.
So you might need a little a rope or something.
Something to hang it on. It's got the holes there, so I'll be able to just flip it like an open close sign.
Closed, yeah.
And then you got something from Jeanette as well.
I did. So Jeanette has just finished making these beautiful Christmas sloth ornaments.
So cute.
Can we see it? Yeah, a little bit of glare, but I think we're okay. So yeah, I commented that I just fell in love with them when she was making them, and when she was finished with the pattern, she handed it on to me. So I was like, "Thank you very much!" They're so adorable.
So yeah.
And has turned out really, really good.
They did, yes. Very nice.
Okay. Back to you.
So I got an entry in a competition in one of the Facebook groups that I'm part of. And it is the Aussie and Kiwi cross stitches cruises.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
And the competition was run for the month of August. At the end of each week, on the Sunday of each week, you had to put in your number of stitches that you'd done for that week. And so I did mine every week, and then
I kept forgetting to do mine.
You kept forgetting, so you went in there. There wasn't actually a lot of people in that draw.
Yeah.
So a lovely lady by the name of Annette runs that group, and so she put everyone who entered their name into, I think it was actually Time to Decisions wheel, and she did a live spinning of the wheel, and I won.
Yay!
And she had said it was a Silks for You pack. So I thought, I'll get, it'll be just one of their small packs that we've seen them at retreat, and I think they have like 5 different colours in the pack or something. No. So when I opened the package, it was in this box. And I thought, well, that's more than about 5 threads, isn't it? And I'm like, ooh.
It's chockers, let me tell you. It's gorgeous.
There was this one.
Oh, let's go in nice and close.
And that's...
Look at that thread. Look at the
There's
colours.
lots of beautiful colours in that. And there were these ones in this size.
So this is what they call a full hank.
I'm not sure if it's full or not, but yeah, it's a hank.
Yeah, that's a hank. That's a skein.
Then what are these? Well, that one's in between. Well, that's the next size down from those.
Maybe they're just different length skeins.
And then there were these as well. This is pretty much what I thought when she said a pack. Maybe this much.
Yeah, so pretty.
So I've got all of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I got, here's the name. Yeah, Aussie and Kiwi cross stitch cruisers. I was close. So floss drops with the group name on it, and on the back you could write your colour, name, or number on that line.
Nice.
And there was this, which is a thread bed. So it's got the ring to put them on, and it's got a magnet there. You know, stick your needle on there.
Yeah.
But because that's kind of like the felt sort of stuff, you could probably put your needle in there.
This is batting,
whatever. Yeah. And I was like, it's not. Yeah, I was feeling it. I'm like, felt, not really. So there's that as well. So it's got the cute butterflies all over that. And there were 2 needle minders from Ginger Stitch AU, and they are both got the name of the group on it.
Oh, so cute.
They are very cute. And this one, you may be able to see, it's actually the shape of a bobbin. It's clear around there. I thought it was just the circle bit in the middle to start with. And I'm like, no, that's actually got clear acrylic around the outside that's in the shape of a bobbin.
Yeah.
And there was this pair of, we're still going. I was so thrilled with this prize. I was like, I never win anything good. This is amazing. Pair of rainbow scissors.
Beautiful scissors.
They are very nice. Beautiful. I haven't tried them out yet because I've left everything in here to show you guys before I do anything.
Very disciplined.
I have been. And then there was 3 little wrapped up presents. I think they were part of the Silks for You advent calendar, possibly from last year. They do one 12 days of Christmas, I think. And so in the first one that I opened, and this is how I know for sure it's from an advent calendar because it says so on the card, is this little turtle needle minder.
That's huge.
It is. Well, yeah, I say little, but it's quite big.
Like, let me put my finger next to it.
Yeah, so it was a 2023 advent calendar.
Move it over just a little bit. So there's my finger. So that tells you how huge the needle minder is. Yeah, and it's quite weighty. And I actually worked out it has a hole through there. Oh. I think it was actually a necklace that they've turned into a needle minder. Yeah. Because there's a fair bit of weight in it. Oh, yeah. It's like a pendant. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it was, a necklace pendant, and they've converted it to a needle minder. Yeah. So. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So that was another thing that was in the bag. But wait, there's more. I'm going to need a drink. We're nearly there. You're nearly there. This one was in another look at bag, that blue. And I just thought those blues were beautiful in that one. It's very oceany, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm thinking, if I find a nice sampler, that could work well. So could, if you find a nice sampler. So could this one, actually. Yeah, I'm sure you will. And then the very last thing that was in there, we're on the... we need a drum roll? And now. There was some of their... they must have been their Christmas threads because they've got the tag on them that says 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah. I'm hiding one. They go really well together, those 3 colours too. Yeah. So they were part of their advent. So it's number 6, number 4, and number 5. So 4, 5, and 6. They were. Lovely. You've done very well. So 4, 5, and 6 like that. So I was so thrilled with that. There was so much in it, way more than I expected. It was very, very generous. So thank you to Annette. Thank you, Silks for You. Thank you, Ginger Stitch AU, and anyone else who contributed that I'm unaware of. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. I'm very, very happy with that. Yeah. I'm so thrilled, and I can't wait to start doing something with these beautiful silks because I haven't. Now you can. I've not
I've got a couple of Silks for You threads that we've gotten in retreat goodie bags and stuff, but I haven't really used much of them. So I'm really excited to get in and do something now that I've got a decent supply of them.
Yeah.
So excited.
I wonder what this colour is and if it's still available, because I actually love this.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I love that. It's gorgeous.
It's very nice. So yeah, very excited about all that.
Well done. I have one more thing to announce.
What's that?
We've hit 200 subscribers.
Oh, yes.
So thank you everybody who has subscribed, because we're trying to build this and we do it for you guys as much as what we do it for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we would love to those numbers to just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yes. So please share us with your friends.
Yep.
Subscribe if you haven't already so we can get our numbers even higher.
In order of us reaching 200 subscribers.
As a way to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed.
Yeah. We have a little giveaway.
Yes. Our first giveaway.
Our first giveaway. Yay! So we are going to be giving away this Stony Creek booklet called Cozy Cats. And so there's, I don't know, maybe a dozen patterns of different cat projects on there. So if you are interested in going in the draw to winning this,
we will draw it in our next Flosstube video in 2 weeks.
Please leave the word cozy, COZY,
in a comment, preferably in a sentence.
Yes, preferably in a sentence, so we don't alert any of the spammers or anything. Please don't say win, giveaway, prize, any of those sorts of things. Here we go, we're saying things again. Our brains are connecting.
Yeah, so please don't say any of those things that will attract the trolls.
Yeah, because we do want this to go to somebody who actually stitches.
Yeah. So please you need to be at least 18 years old so that we can legally ask for your address to post it to you.
And once we have posted it, we can't control postage.
We haven't,
so if it gets lost, unfortunately,
we can't replace it because we don't have another one.
No.
So we take no responsibility for whether it actually gets to you or not. We will definitely post it to the address you give us.
Yes.
For the moment, we will be only posting within Australia.
Yeah.
At this stage, because it does come out of our pocket. We don't get any money for doing this.
Yeah. We're doing this as a thank you to you guys.
Yes. So
please be a subscriber as well.
Yes.
Because that's the whole reason we're doing the giveaway
is to celebrate our subscribers.
200 subscribers.
So if you haven't subscribed and you want to win, please subscribe.
Yeah. And then you will go in the chance.
That's right.
So leave cozy in a sentence, and we will love finding and reading out the sentences with cozy in them.
Absolutely. If we get any really good ones, we'll read them out. But we'll use the random comment picker to choose a winner. We will.
All right. So best of luck. And if you haven't watched the Spooktober video that we did just last week, go back and watch that one. There is a couple of options to choose fabric. Help me choose some fabric for some patterns. So I'd really love some input in that. Yep. So I think with that pretty much brings us to the end. I think it does. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for watching. We're so grateful that you've spent your time with us. Until next time, stay crafty.